We are proceeding with the entity relationship model now. Entity relationship, when we work with the entity relation model, we need to understand that anything in this world is considered as an entity, whether it is pen, human being, pencil, anything. Now, model specifies that how we manipulate the relationship between these entities. The model is still in progress and is one of the most effective part when we work with the databases. The model was originally proposed by Peter in 1976 as a way of unifying the network and relational database views. Model is a conceptual data model that views the real world as entities and relationships. A basic component of the model is the entity relationship diagram, which is used to usually represent the data objects. Now, model, it maps well to the relational model. The construct used in model can easily be transformed into relational tables. Exactly, practically, I would like to tell you that this is what we do. Whatever we get in the model, we just conform that into the table. And it is very easy and simple to understand with the minimum of training. The model can be used by database designer to communicate the design to the end user. The model can be used as a design plan by the database developer to implement the data model in a specific database management software. The model views the real world as a construct of entities and association between the entities. Now, proceeding further, let us first have a look of example of diagram. Now, what happens with the diagram? We have an entity. Now, when each entity, when we are talking about entity in the university, we have a student, then we have faculty, then we have the examination department, then we have the administration. So these are the different entities. Then we manipulate the relationship between, just like students have to pay the fees, students have to appear for the exam, students have to attend the class for a particular subject. So these are the relationships which we manipulate with the different entities. Now entities are the principal data object about which information can be collected. Just like entities are usually recognizable concepts, either concrete or abstract, such as person, places, things, or events which have relevance to the database. Some specific example of entities are employees, projects, invoices. An entity is analogous to a table in the relational model. Entities are classified as independent or dependent. Now let us first have a look to the diagram. You can see that this is what sort of diagram is this. You can see that diamond shape that you can see that represents the relationship, and this is in the square or rectangular box that you can see, that is the entity, and the thing which you see in the oval box, these are the attributes. Now let us have a look to the brief introduction. Just let us have a check to this. This is how the diagram is made. Now, okay, now let us proceed further. Entities are the principal data object which about which information is to be collected. Entities are usually recognizable concepts, either concrete or abstract, such as person, places, things, or events which have relevance to the database. Some specific examples are employees, projects, invoices. Entities are classified as independent or dependent. An independent entity is one that does not rely on another for identification. A dependent entity is one that relies on another for identification. An entity occurrence, also known as an instance, is an individual occurrence of an entity. An occurrence is an analogous to a row in the relational table. Associative entities, also known as intersection entities, are entities used to associate two or more entities in order to reconcile a many to many relationship. Subtype entities are used in generalization hierarchies to represent a subset of instances of their parent entity called supertype, but which have entities or relationships that apply only to the subset. Now, when we are talking about the entity, anything that has its own identity, just like, for example, I would like to tell you that we talk about the age in an attribute, and age in an attribute of an entity which is dependent upon the date of birth. So, the date of birth defines what is the age of the entity. So, in this way, entities are classified independent or dependent, and an independent entity is the one which does not rely on another for identification, like date of birth is an independent. Now, an age is a dependent entity. If we calculate or if we manipulate age, it depends upon the date of birth. So, an entity occurrence, also known as instance. Now, when we are talking about the instance, a value of a particular entity at the current situation is known as entity. Now you can see that this is the ER diagram which I was showing, that this is the diamond box which specifies the ER diagram. It shows the diamond. This is showing the relationship between the publisher and the books. And these are the attributes: author, book ID, title, price, availability. Now publisher is publisher ID, address and name. Again, this is another entity. It is in relationship with borrowed by. So who borrowed it? Due date is there, return date is there, then issue date is there, then borrowed by, and then is again attached to the another entity, that is the member. So what about the member expiry date, name, address? So you can see that this is how we generate the ER diagram, and this is how one single entity is in relationship with the another single entity, and we manipulate every entity with the different attributes. Now a particular, suppose book ID is there, so value of the book ID at particular instance is known as instance of that entity at a particular occurrence. You can see that an entity occurrence, also known as instance, is an individual occurrence of an entity. Now we have already seen the ER diagram. Now when we are talking about the relationship, a relationship represents an association between two or more entities. For example, an example of a relationship would be employees are assigned to the projects. Projects have subtasks. Departments manage one or more projects. Relationships are classified in terms of degree, connectivity, cardinality, and existence. Now, every relationships are subdivided as degree, connectivity, cardinality, and existence. Cardinality, which we are going to see further, you can see that. Now, when we are talking about the every relationship, So just like we are talking about the relationships of a father. So for example, when we talk about a man and a child, so this relationship, we are talking about the father. So in this, what we have to manipulate the degree and connectivity of the two entity. Now talking about, this is how we manipulate the relationship. Suppose if we are talking about the employees, so how the employees are related to the organization. Same employees can have a bank account. So how these employees are connected to the bank account. Employees can be a father to to his child. So how that employee is related to his child. So these are the relationships which we manipulate among the entity. Now cardinality. Now cardinality term at two different places and has different meaning. It refers to the relationship between how we manipulate the relationship. Just like it can be one to one relationship, one to many relationship, many to one relationship. So we are, how we are manipulating these relationships, that comes under the cardinality, which we are going to look further in the chapters. Talking about the attributes, it is just the property of the relationship or property of the entity. Attributes describe the entity of which they are associated. Attributes are data objects that are either entity or describe entities. Attributes that identify entities are called key attributes. Attributes that identify entities are called key attributes. Attributes that describe an entity are called non-key attributes. A particular instance of an attribute is a value. Now, for example, Jane R. Hathaway is one value of the attribute name. The domain of an attribute is the collection of all possible values an attribute can have. The domain of name is the character string. Attributes can be classified as identifiers and descriptors. Identifiers, more commonly called keys, uniquely identify an instance of an entity. A descriptor describes non-unique characteristic of an entity instance. Now, when we talk about the attributes, these are the general property of an entity. How an entity is related to another one. Just like when we are talking about a entity, student, then student have a student's name, student's date of birth, student's identification number, student's roll number, student's branch. So these are the attributes of a student. Now this student is in relationship with the faculty members, and then faculty member has its own attribute like faculty mobile number, faculty date of birth, faculty branch, faculty department, faculty college. So this is how we manipulate the attributes among the two entities. Now proceeding further, when we talk about the degree of relationship. The degree of relationship is the number of entities associated with the relationship. The n-ary relationship is the general form of degree n. Special cases are the binary and ternary, where the degree is 2 and 3 respectively. A relationship represents an association between two or more entities. An example of the relationship would be, now when we are talking about the degree of relationship, you can just check the ER diagram. When we are in relationship with these, we manipulate the relationship between the books and the publisher. So these books and the publisher are in relationship with the library. So inside a library, the books are related to the publisher and the publisher are related to the books, and the books are in relationship with the borrowed by, and then borrowed by is in relationship with the member, whether the person who borrowed it is a member or not. So this is how we calculate and manipulate the relationship among them, and the degree of relationship. So this is all about a brief description about ER model. The degree of a relationship is the number of entities associated with the relationship. Suppose there are more than two. If there are two relationships attached with the entity, then the degree becomes 2. The NRA relationship is the general form for a degree n. The special cases are binary and ternary, where the degree is 2 and 3 respectively. A relationship represents an association between the two or more entities. Now we were discussing about the entity relationship diagram. Now this is the diagram which is very important, and this is the diagram depicts the database design. An ER diagram shows the relationship among entity sets. An entity set is a group of similar entities, and these entities can have attributes. In terms of DBMS, an entity is a table or attribute of a table in a database. So by showing relationship among tables and their attributes, ER diagram shows the complete logical structure of a database. Let's have a look at the simple ER diagram to understand the concept. Now proceeding with this, you can see this. There is a college. You can see an entity college is there. Another entity is study, a student is there. And it is in relationship with the student is in relationship with the college by study n. Now student have the attributes student address, student name, student ID. Then college have the attribute college ID, college name. Now this overall is going to define the schema of the database. Now in this we are going to have a table student which is going to have three attributes. Then another we are going to have a table column ID and column name. And these two columns, these two tables will be in relationship with studying in. In this we can use one foreign key to match the relationship between the student and the college. Now let us see how the diagrams are being explained. Now rectangular shapes represents the entity sets, ellipses attributes, diamonds are the relationship set, lines these link attributes to entity set and entity set to relationship set. Double eclipse are multi-valued attributes. Dash eclipse derived attributes. Double rectangles weak entity set. Double lines total participation of an entity relationship set. Now let us have a look to the components of the ER diagram. Now in this we have an entity, and in this we have to identify whether it is a weak entity or a strong entity. An entity which is able to identify uniquely a relationship which an attribute which is identifying an entity uniquely, that is known as weak, that is known as strong entity. An entity which is unable to identify it uniquely is known as the weak entity. When we are talking about the name of a person, now by name of a person, suppose a person named is Ram Mohan, so there can be more than thousands of people with the same name Ram Mohan. So in this what we do, we use name, date of birth, address, mobile number. So such things, combination of such thing forms a unique identification. Now talking about the attribute, we have key, composite key, multi-valued key, derived key. Relationship we have one to many to one to many, one to one to many to one, and many to many. So these things forms the entire relation ER model. Now in the above diagram we have seen entity, attribute and relationship which we have already explained above, but again let us have a look with the proper diagram. Now entity is an object or component of data. An entity is represented as a rectangle in ER diagram. For example, in the following ER diagram we have two entities, student and college, and these two entities have many to one relationship as many students study in a single college. We will read more about relationships later, and for now we need to focus on entity. Now let us discuss about the weak entity. An entity that cannot be uniquely identified by its own attributes and relies on the relationship with the other entity is called weak entity. Now the weak entity is represented by a double rectangle. For example, a bank account cannot uniquely identify without knowing the bank to which the account belongs to. So the bank account is a weak entity. We need to know the name of the bank in which the account it is, where is the account. Also we need to know the branch of the account. So there are so many things which we need to know. Just knowing the bank account or bank account number is not going to be very helpful in such case. Now talking about the attributes, these are the property of an entity. An entity represented as oval in an ER diagram. There are four types of attributes: key attribute, composite attribute, multi-valued attributes, and derived attribute. Now, key attributes. A key attribute can uniquely identify an entity from an entity set. For example, when we talk about the student roll number, it can uniquely identify a student from a set of students. So, key attribute is represented by oval, same as the other attributes. However, the text of the key attribute is underlined. You can see this. Now in this roll number can uniquely identify the student. So it is underlined and it is a strong entity. Now name of a person, age of a person, address are the attributes, but they do not uniquely identify the student. Now when we talk about the composite attribute, an attribute that is a combination of other attributes known as composite attribute. For example, in student entity, the student address is a composite attribute as an address is composed of other attributes such as pin code, state, and country. Student address. Now, an address consists of a pin code, state, and country. So, combining all these things, then complete address is formed. Just knowing the pin code, or knowing the state, or knowing the country, it is not going to give you the complete address. So the combination of all these three will be very helpful and can be counted as a attribute. Now talking about the multi-valued attribute, an attribute that can hold multiple values is known as multi-valued attribute. It is represented with double ovals in an ER diagram. For example, a person can have more than one phone number. So the phone number attribute is multi-valued. Now proceeding further, let us have a look to the derived attribute. A derived attribute is one whose value is dynamic and derived from another attribute. It is represented by dash oval in an ER diagram. For example, a person age is derived attribute as it changes over time and can be derived from another attribute like date of birth. You can see that in the diagram. Now a relationship. Now let us talk about the fourth thing, that is the relationship. Now when we talk about the relationship, it is represented by diamond shape in ER diagram and shows the relationship among the entities, and these are of four types of relationship: one to many to one, and many to many. Now one to one relationship is that a person can have only one passport. So this is one to one relationship. Now when we are talking about customer and order, this is a customer can have more than one order, many order. So this is one to many. Now when we are talking about many to one relationship, a college can have many students. So this is many to one relationship. Now when we are talking about many to many, in this a student, many students can be assigned to many projects. So this is many to many relationship. So combining all these things, then we form a entire entity set or entire ER diagram. You can see that the diagram which we have already discussed before, that the entire thing, a student is there, student ID, student name, student address, These are the attributes of the students and is in a relationship with study in with college, and college ID and college name is there. Now ER diagram with total participation of college entity set in study in relationship set. This indicates that each college must have at least one associated student. So these are the things which we need to cover up and take part while we are working with the ER model and ER diagrams.